Oh, side order. You're tough but so much fun. Oh, hi. Well, yesterday a new Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase finally streamed, and before anyone asks, yes, I'm well aware that Mother 3 is only accessible for those with a Japanese GBA Online account, so with that out of the way, I will definitely get into what was shown off. So let's begin. To lead off the presentation, on top of the games that have already been leaked for both this system and for PlayStation, and we have another former Xbox exclusive coming to Switch, that being the game Grounded, a survival title coming on April 16th, and I'm not sure how I feel about that one, and so I'm gonna keep this train going for now. Same with Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, where I have not played the other Ender Lilies games. There's no release date currently beyond 2024, which I've marked. Everything has a release date unless otherwise noted. Some stuff's out now. I'll just I'll wait and see what that people think first when it has a more concrete release date. A Ranger coming in the summer, so a somewhat more tangible release window. It's an unconventional type of adventure game that has potential, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one, and hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. Okay, so next up is a strategy title from Sega, Unicorn Overlord. I was not expecting that. The demo is out now, the full game is going to be out on March the 8th, and as you can tell, while this may not be a very meaty direct so far, there won't be that many more titles I'm just going to gloss over, at least after the next one. So, the first of a couple 3DS games coming to Switch, Monster Hunter Stories. Don't really have any care that there's voice acting now. I would prefer Monster Hunter World instead of the port. Maybe next time, since it's coming out in the summer, maybe we'll see World or heck even Wilds on whatever they have planned with the successor to Switch in the future. And the first several pleasant surprises in this direct: Epic Mickey Rebrushed coming this summer, a faithful remake of the cult video game Epic Mickey, and maybe we'll get the sequel if it sells well enough. With THQ Nordic being publishing rights again. Hopefully, it'll be another kind of good remaster, more SpongeBob rehydrated and Warcraft reforged, more Resident Evil 2 remake than launch build of GTA Definitive Edition at least. Yeah. Speaking of summer her time games that definitely have promise, we have an expansion to Shin Megami Tensei 5, which will be launching alongside a bundle with the main game as well as on its own, fittingly called Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, a whole new quest. And unlike, say, Power World, there's actually its thematic purpose that's behind a lot of its world and monster design, and doesn't just seem like you typed, say, Pokemon Cross Rust in ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever the heck. So June 21st. And now I've got something really hype for you, and why I chose to wear the Bohemian Sith shirt today. Though this is technically coming to all available platforms, it's another time these games coming to a Nintendo console for the first time with the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, and I'm definitely going to be getting this day one when it comes out on March 14th, of this year. Don't get me wrong, I do admittedly enjoy the more recent Battlefront games fine, but the second one of these classics in particular is my ultimate Star Wars game, as I mentioned before, and I just need to figure out which system I'll get it on, just like the simulations. And coming on March 26th is South Park Snow Day, Even though I'm not sure how to feel about the switch to 3D graphics as opposed to the other two recent titles they've done, basically being playable versions of the hit show, but as long as the gameplay and humor retain from Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole, I see what you did there. I'll definitely be quite pleased. I think the same developers working on this worked on them. I definitely have a lot of confidence that's the case, so it comes out March 26th, so I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream, no release date other than 2024. Not a huge SAO fan, but I certainly don't hate it like some other people do. One of them, in particular, named Jeff, really doesn't like it, not just because of the jiggery pokery either. And that's basically the most advertiser-friendly term I can use to describe that. So, just gonna move on for now. Gundam Breaker 4, another title that just has a 2024 release date for now. I did not play other Gundam Breaker games, the other three of them they haven't released, but we'll see how this goes, because much like the anime that they're based on, the Gundam video games have very widely quality over the years, admittedly, and so far, this live-action reboot has yet to materialize after about 6 years of development, at least. I mean, wouldn't surprise me if it ended up getting shelved, at this point either. And June 25th, a more concrete release date of Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. This looks like it'll be fun. Not a biggest Super Monkey Ball fan, but I definitely think this one could be a good time. I'm supposing nothing bad happens with it. And I'm still going to keep things moving as much as I can. Okay, so another one that's coming May 23rd, World of Goo 2. I did not play the first, but this might be an interesting title of sorts. So, moving on for now. Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, now coming out October 10th, looking good after that delay. Much like the other titles that Level 5 is allegedly working on. Hopefully find out more about those fairly soon. Hopefully this one will prove to be good after that, since especially with them being off the market in the United States for nearly 3 years at minimum. Still, I'll have to wonder what else will happen. But there's another game that's coming in the next jump that has potential. Disposable Hooey. As you might say, one crab's trash is another crab's treasure. It's another quirky Souls-like with potential coming out April 25th, where you're a hermit crab in a quest to reclaim their shell, actually manage to improvise weapons and armor out of the stuff that drifts from the surface, and no word now about any plunger ladles or umbrellas full of holes that belong to the Queen of Switzerland. And one last Nickelodeon joke to make, the people who are working on it are called Aggro Crab. I guess, yes, the crab does have guts to be doing this. Well, that show had a catchy theme. Out now is a 3D platform of the makers of Sonic Mania, almost said Sonic Adventure, Penny's Big Breakaway. Even though the proposed initial proposal of Sonic Mania 2, who may not have made it, depending on how well this game does, maybe, as I reiterate, it could be revisited down the line. I'll be willing to give this platform a try. I never would have thought that I'm not sure about any quote-unquote death. If anything, I would argue that the collective on platformers making resurgence, albeit with some much more modern quality of life improvements that were not doable with past technology. But as others have proven, there is audience for if you innovate and change things up, like Mario often has. Also out now is DLC for Suica game, and I would have to go okay to that. I mean, if people are into the idea of stacking fruit for puzzles, also I'm not going to try and stop them, it didn't do anything for me, and that's coming from someone who really likes puzzle games. Way more than most do. Way more than others should, even. But I have another game in mind that I want you to talk about. Okay, so Pepper Grinder, a platform could be fun. The full game comes out on March 28th. The demo's out now from Devolver Digital. I always liked their unique games' offbeat sense of humor, so I'll give this one a try. Pocket Card Jockey Ride On. I know it's technically like the mobile version of the game, and being ported to Switch, but given the similarities between the Switch and most mobile devices, it wasn't too hard. I am at least glad to see another one of Game Freak's non-Pokemon games rise from the ashes of the 3DS eShop. Hopefully, in the future, Harmony Knight will be next. I mean, since I think whether they use a bottom screen for on 3DS this wasn't anything that couldn't be done with the Switch, personally. So, and now on to the one only lightning round. Okay, so Pentiment coming soon. Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley based on the books, March 7th. Tales of Kenzera ZAU, April 23rd. Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition, March 15th. Contra Operation Galuga, March 12th, demo out now. Glad to see a proper new Contra game after the mess that was Road Core. And Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Sweep the Board, April 26th. Wasn't going to see a Demon Slayer party game, especially not one which has a quasi Guitar Hero / Rock Band mini game where they need to play in the shamisen. Yeah, I've been watching Demon Slayer during Toonami lately, what of it. And one of the things I was hoping for with the news that Microsoft would be having some of their exclusive multi-platform. Not quite ready to play yet, but it's a good start. As now several rare titles are now on Nintendo Switch Online, as well as the expansion pack with more to come, presumably. But it's a good start with this list, which include on NES Online, Snake Rattle and Roll, and RC Pro-Am. Last Core on Nintendo 64, pretty fun one. On Super Nintendo Online, Battletoads and Battlemaniacs. I tend to prefer the arcade and NES versions, but still a pretty fun port. And my personal favorite, Killer Instinct. It's like Rare saw going on Mortal Kombat and said, we can top that. And even though it's not quite as flashy as the arcade version is, it's still a dang fun port. My personal favorite characters are Saberwolf, which parallels another one of Rare's games, and Fulgor, the cyborg. Yeah. To close out this stream, he was one of several rumored titles into the Dolphins, and even though it only sold just under 500,000 copies when it first came out on the Wii, I do like the idea of Switch giving a lot of titles that are a second life, even if they're not going to be doing like gangbusters numbers like Tears of the Kingdom or Baldur's Gate 3. That title is Endless Ocean Luminous, a remaster of Endless Ocean, coming on May the 2nd, and even though this direct may not have been the juiciest one I've ever seen, I am at least glad to be able to talk about it. I imagine won't get the first big one until March the earliest. And anyway, I have other videos in mind before the Pokemon Presents reaction and to that stream on Tuesday. I definitely will be following the rules laid out, best of my ability. So, I'll see you all again soon. Take care, everyone.